Hi and welcome to day 4 of my 30-day learning to hack challenge. So I am gonna be starting off. I want us to create a file. I want us to create a file on. I am on the desktop, so let me see. Present working directory. I am on home, Kali desktop. So I am working from the desktop directory. I'm working from the desktop directory. So I want to create a file on the desktop. I'm using touch. I want to say um okay, basically let me first of all create a directory, a folder. That's the word. So using creating a folder, you create using make directory, and then I'll call it 30 days challenge. So we can see that it appears here directly and immediately. Alright, so I'm gonna move into that folder right now. I'm going to move into that folder to create a file inside of it. Okay, so let's see that. Moving into that will warrant us moving into that will warrant us to use the change directory. Now if you notice, if you get to spell anything wrong, it will not be bold. This place, if I type the right thing, it will be bold. It will make it bold, telling me that okay, what I'm typing is actually available, is the right thing. But if I get to type something wrong, it won't show that again. So this also is a guiding light for you. 30 days challenge. I am in that directory right now, so I want to create a file. Touch. I'll call it day 4. So I want to put something inside of that day 4. I want to type something inside of that day 4. So I'm going to have cats. With this, I'm going to type, it's going to prompt me to type immediately. Immediately. If I just do cats day 4 without the redirect sign, it's not gonna do anything. It will just, there's nothing to show. But I want to actually type something inside of it. So with this, it's gonna prompt me. See this cursor here? It's prompting me to type something. So I say hi and welcome. Today we are looking at text manipulation. Alright, so I'm done with that. Control D. So if I get to do cat day 4 again, you now see it is bringing out everything that is inside of that. I hope you understand how this works. So even if I minimize this, or I minimize this, and then I double click on this, double click, sorry, it's coming up. I've opened it several times. Sorry. Okay, so you can see that it has a file inside of it called d4. If I get to open the file, so it's telling me this is the size 58, right? Then it has plain text document inside of it. Alright, so basically we have seen how that works. So here, this is it. There you go. So let's move on to something else. Oh, my system is slow. Okay, alright. So we've seen basically that. Okay, so the next thing we want to say, like I said, text manipulation. Okay, so to manipulate a text, it is best we have a text that contains lots of things. So I am just gonna populate this text with like 4 or 6 more lines of words. 6 more lines of words. So remember how to do this. I'll append. Sorry. I'll append into this text. So what I'm gonna say is, I already have hi and welcome. Today we are looking at text manipulation. I'll say I am just adding text here to have enough lines of text to work with or to manipulate. It's nothing much, just 1 or 2 more lines to make it look plenty. Alright, I'm done with that. Control D. Control D. Good. Alright, so with that, I am so if we view this at the 4, okay, we have at least about, so for me to know the number of lines that are here, I'm just going to do NL day 4. So NL stands for number lines. All right, number lines. Okay, so we see we have 7 lines. All right, so the next thing we have seen NL. NL is a command to manipulate your text. Another command to manipulate text is grep. Grep is, if not the most used, but grep is actually, it's something everybody should be conversant with. So basically what grep does, grep returns to you the line of your code or your text, the lines that contain a specified word. So we are going to see how to do that. See how to use grep. Cat, this is what you use for grepping. You use the pipe. I'm trying to locate pipe on my keyboard. Okay, this is gonna be some work. Oh, Father. Oh, thank God. Alright, so that is it. That's pipe. On my keyboard is very close to the shift keyboard. On this terminal it's not the same way, so I had to find it. Thank God I found it. So cat. All right, so I'm gonna, okay, still in this day 4, I'm gonna specify, sorry, cat day 4. All right, I want to see the lines that contain the word text. So what grep does for us is, inside of this day 4, is going to return for us the lines that contain the word text. Okay, so you see, today we are looking at text. I'm just adding text to have enough lines of text. I don't know if you understand that. So let's try it again. Let's try this time around using the word lines. So what this is, it says open day 4, then streamline your result to only return lines of code or lines of the text, to only return text that contain the particular word specified here. I'll say that again. This line right now, this statement right now simply says, of course you already know, cat opens a file or displays content of a file, right? So you're saying display content of day 4, but streamline the display to return only text or only words that contain, or only lines, or yeah, streamline your display to return only result containing the word lines. So let's see how that goes here. Okay, so it has opened day 4, and then it has streamlined its result to display only words that contain lines, only statements or sentences, or yes, that contain the word lines. So to have enough lines of text to manipulate, just 1 or 2 more lines. Okay, so I think you understand how that works now. I'm going to go on to the next thing. Next up is the head and the tail. Now, like I said, in a file that contains um, more text, like up to 600 lines of text and all of that, that is where, or even let me not say 600, but in a large file, in a file that contains a larger amount of text, this is where the head and the tail comes into play, like it's best, or is maximized most. Okay, so this is how it works. What head does, head returns the first 10 lines of a particular text of a particular file. Tail returns the last 10 lines of a particular file. All right, so let's say this content of our file d4 was up to like 50 lines, and I did say head, and I did head d4. It's returning everything, because I mean, it's not up to 10 lines. If it were more than 10 lines, it would have returned the very first 10. So tail, do the same thing. The very same thing. All right, so you will not see much of the difference, but just know that there is a command called head and tail. And what head does, head returns the first 10 lines of a particular text, and then tail returns the last 10 lines of a particular text. The next thing we want to see The next thing I want us to see is actually how we can use how we can use I want how we can use number line and then grep. How we can use number line and then grep. So let's say number line day 4, then grep text. So it's going to show us the line number of the words, or the line number that contain the word text. It's going to show us the line number that contain the word text. So there is text in line 2, there is text in line 3, and there is text in line 4. I hope that makes sense. All right, thank you very much so far. Thank you very much for your time. The next one we're going to see is we're going to be seeing probably permissions and the rest. So but for today, thank you so much for your time. We are done with day 4. Okay.